The best of Money Matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. Let's be honest, in 2025, attention spans are shorter than ever. You could record a brilliant 2-hour podcast, drop some mind-blowing insights, tell the best joke of your life, and still lose your audience by minute 6. That's the reality today's creators face. Enter Videotto, the tool that's helping creators fight the scroll war with just 2 clicks. Videotto lets podcasters, live streamers, and agencies instantly turn their long-form content into bite-sized, scroll-stopping clips. Think of it as your personal editing sidekick minus the software headache. So how is Videotto helping creators stay relevant in a sea of content? And why is the future of content not just what you say, but how fast you can clip it? Well, joining us today to share more are Yao Ming Tay, who's the co-founder and CEO at Videotto, and Ian Lee, who is the co-founder and CTO at Videotto. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hello.
Hi, thank you so much.
All right. Well, just to start off, coming up with this, Videotto, what problem were you guys seeing in the creator space that led you to build Videotto?
So I used to be an e-commerce seller myself, and I've realized one very big problem is that when I do an e-commerce live stream, I can generate quite a bit of sales. But then most of the sales actually come from after the live stream, when I cut the videos up and turn them into more viral clips with edits and all that kind of stuff. So what I did was that I decided to build an AI, and I asked Ian to join me on this endeavor and help me to build all these kind of new features. Then we started selling it to like live streamers, we started selling to podcasters across Singapore, and we realized the adoption rate was quite high, meaning we realized that we had hit something here. And then we started sharing to even more people, and here is where we are right now.
Oh, interesting. So why do you guys think that clipping and repurposing content is becoming just as important as creating it?
I think 90% of the internet traffic right now comes from short-form clips. And we need to direct all that traffic into more monetizable sections, as short-form clips isn't as monetizable as the other channels like YouTube, radio, or other stuff.
Okay, so how exactly does this work? I mean, for our listeners out there who might not be aware, how does it work, and how are you making this process more intuitive than other tools on the market?
So our tool is hosted on our website. So you just go to videotto.com, and it's as simple as putting in a video link or putting in a video file that you have. You put it through, and then you just click get clips. It's as simple as that. In 2 clicks, you can get your clips.
So how does your platform know which part of that full video is like the juicy part?
So we have our own AI system, as Yao Ming has said. He called me over to build this with him, and we have trained it to be able to detect exactly what is the most interesting parts of the podcast or the live stream. So we specifically find things that are funny, we find hooks, and we start off our videos with very attention-grabbing things, right? Things like a very interesting question, things like a very interesting exclamation, something like that. And then from there, we build upon that, and then we get incredibly scroll-stopping clips.
And we can be able to generate like transitions, text effects, music, a lot of very, very different things, all for podcaster and live streamers full use, better than any other software out there can.
Wow, this just sounds like magic to me. So, I mean, I just want to get into more of the technical part of this. And you mentioned that you trained the AI to detect, some of the parts that are funny or, juicy. How did you train that algorithm?
So we specifically if you think about it, training an AI is kind of like teaching a kid to learn, right? You have assignments, and you have a lot of worksheets, and this is kind of like data. So you have data from all of these videos, and we collect even more from the users that we have, right? All their podcasts that do well, what works, what doesn't work. And we look at all the market trends right now, like what's funny, like things that are more trendy and stuff, which I think Yao Ming would be more familiar with. He just feeds me. Then all we do is just we train it through our child, like our AI, and that's how we are able to detect the clips. So we look through the video, we look through the audio, we see, based on the transcript, this is good. Oh, this person is actually doing something interesting in the video itself, right? And then you put all those parts together, and then, it kind of just comes out.
Well, Yao Ming, Ian just mentioned that what the funny bits are, what, people are looking for, and what's trending, what goes viral. So when you asked Ian to, train that AI, what did you tell him exactly? I mean, what did you tell Ian to train the AI for and help the AI look for these certain things?
One thing is that definitely Ian is a person that he knows how to do things very well. I didn't actually give him a lot of description. I literally just tell him, make this go viral. And then he just went through, trained a few AIs, tested a bunch of different models, even tested on building his own and all that kind of stuff. And then of course, a lot of these are proprietary, but we managed to get a viral one out. So, for example, the current one we have, what it's able to do is that it can able to detect certain parts of the video and add transitions accordingly. Or like, let's say there's a silence or the user says a lot of ums and ahs, a lot of stuttering. What we'll do is that we'll cut that part out and then we'll get it out of the video. And in fact, we might even add a transition in between to smoothen the transition between the two clips.
So, Yao Ming, I'm interested. What do you think makes a viral video today?
I think what makes a viral video, 50% is the hook.
Okay.
So the hook is the most important because that's where people will stop scrolling, where people would, grab their attention. So a good hook outperforms a good content, I think 9 times out of 10. So if you're able to attract a good hook, a lot of audience might come. They might not convert if it doesn't flow well into content, but if your hook is good enough, plus your content links directly to the hook. So it doesn't have to be very technical things. A lot of studios, a lot of agencies out there, they do very, very technical work to try and make, very intricate hooks, this and that. But it can be something very show-stopping. Can it just be like a simple joke, a very like controversial line, like anything could work.
Okay. Well, you guys are in the user testing and feedback stage at the moment. What's the most common response you've received from podcasters and agencies trying out the product?
I think the most amazing thing is that when we show them the product, in fact, I can show you later, one thing is that a lot of them, after seeing the product, they just say, wow. They just like, immediately, they're like, how much is this? Because initially, when we first started the initial user testing and stage, what happened was that when we show people, maybe they'll say like, hey, there's this part we prefer this, we prefer that. And then after like 6 to 8 months of testing and reiterations, what we actually managed to come up with is something where we show it to people and they just instantly get hooked. The moment they reach home, they just start using it and then they immediately pay for it and stuff.
Okay, so I believe you guys are promising something very powerful in just 2 clicks, upload, clip, and share. So how long does it take for that process? It's for that, once you upload your full video and for you to get that short clips?
So ideally, let's say for a 1 hour piece of footage, it'll take maybe about 30 to 40 minutes for us to process it entirely. And of course, this includes all the transitions, all the subtitle effects and everything that you want and need in the video. And we produce up to maybe about 40 clips. So in 40 minutes, you get 40 clips from a 1 hour piece of footage.
Okay. Are you able to kind of, maybe you like a certain video, but then you don't really like some of the clips that are added into that clip? Are you able to edit it out?
Yeah, so I actually spent like a ludicrously long amount of time building this out. And it's incredibly lean, but we do have a inbuilt video editor that is meant solely for, taking out what you don't want, adding in what you need, changing, maybe the color is a little bit off, maybe you want a different transition, or maybe the hook is a little bit different from what you expect. And you can change all this to tailor to exactly what you need and what you want to post.
Yeah, so I think in the AI space, a lot of creators that are building something wrong is that they want to automate 100% and get rid of a person, right? So when I first pitched this idea to like potential investors and stuff, they were saying like, do you want to remove video editors altogether? And then my answer was definitely a no, because there's no way AI can do 100% of a video editor's work. It might be able to accelerate a video editor's productivity by 10 times or 100 times, but it's not able to do 100%. So that's why we built an inbuilt editor such that the video editor can do the last 1%, the last mile before it submits to the platforms, because everyone wants to take a look at the video before they post it.
I mean, this is such a game changer, and you're saving a lot of time for content creators as well, especially, I believe, YouTubers who are, focused on those long forms, but they also want to upload on, the other short form platforms like TikTok or even Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. I mean, this will save them a lot of time, right? But what have been the biggest challenges, you think, or unexpected wins as young founders building a tech product for creators while still early in your careers?
I think very unexpected wins is that one of our mentors, Yi-Ling, actually invited us us to Super AI, all these kind of events, which open our eyes to a lot of things. So she runs this event, this youth accelerator program called Young Founders Summit, where we attended and then we joined a lot of her events, a lot of the mentorship we got. And it's something that like 6 months ago I could have never expected I would have gotten, because these are things that felt so out of reach for me, like this level of mentorship.
Right.
And being able to go there and like, talk to people that are so experienced, people way ahead of me, people that has tread my path before, so that I can ask them questions and they can help me with certain things, plus the investor connections and all that kind of stuff. It's a shocking amount of win to get all in one place.
Well, speaking of that, Videotto is already gaining attention with over 80 users, 4 agencies, and 3 multi-channel networks on board, plus a spot in the Echelon 2025 Top 100 Startups. Congratulations. But what do you think has helped you gain traction so quickly, and how are you keeping users engaged and coming back?
I think one thing is that the current user right now is actually double of that right now at 160. And the thing about user growth and user retention is that you have to really focus on your users. So a lot of startups out there, they build a product and they think, okay, I'm going to build a product for a general audience and then I'm going to start sharing to everybody. I'm going to start growth hacking, all this kind of stuff. But then the underlying product is still not too good. So what we decided to do is that we need to know how to acquire a large percentage of a small market and focus on our early users. We need to do things that don't scale. Like, let's say the 10 most promising users, the 10 highest paying customers, we listen to every single thing they tell us and then we consolidate that feedback and then we build the things they want. We build it to the point that 10 people really, really love us and they start sharing. And the moment they start sharing, our growth started going upwards really fast.
Oh, amazing. Well, do you guys plan to integrate with platforms like YouTube or Twitch or Spotify directly as well? Are there any plans for that?
I mean, the future goals for this, YouTube and Spotify, this kind of channels might be a little high. We definitely are aiming for it, obvious, of course. But then I think one goal that we're also setting is hopefully we can integrate with platforms like Shopee, Lazada, where they have live streams on their platforms already. And in a single click, all their live streams can be posted to other social media sites. And it will be very highly converting for the sellers as well.
Wow, you guys really found the right market to launch this. So, I mean, with such a strong early user base and rising visibility, I mean, Videotto is ready to grow. I mean, it just sounds like magic to me. But what's next? What are your top priorities for the next 6 to 12 months?
I think the top priorities is that because we are about to acquire a large percentage of Singapore market, what we are going to do in the coming months is we're going to introduce new languages, Vietnamese, Thai, Tagalog, Malay, all that kind of stuff, such that we can expand to Southeast Asian markets. And we have a lot of friends that are telling us, hey, I have friends in Malaysia who want to try, I have friends in Thailand who want to try, but we don't have that option yet because we haven't catered for them yet. And then we really, really want to do it, but we have very little manpower. Other than me and Ian, there's actually 3 other interns working with us, but it's actually not enough because we want to scale really, really fast and acquire the Southeast Asian market. Yeah.
And Ian, how do you plan to keep upgrading that AI for Videotto?
Very simply, a lot of coffee and a lot of time at the keyboard. But, it's definitely doable. And I think the final ultimate form of Videotto is perhaps not too blur. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's for sure.
Right. I mean, a lot of coffee and less sleep is kind of what all tech startup founders are going through. Well, thank you so much both for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was Yao Ming Tay, co-founder and CEO of Videotto, and Ian Lee, co-founder and CTO at Videotto. Now, this has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.